Welcome to Kinfolks Knowledge.
JavaScript program to display Fibonacci sequence using recursion. Certainly. Here's a JavaScript program to display the Fibonacci sequence using recursion. JavaScript. Function Fibonacci, n. If n less than equals 1. Return n. Else. Return Fibonacci, n1, plus Fibonacci, n2. Function display Fibonacci sequence, count. For let I equals 0, I less than count, I++. Console.log, Fibonacci, I. Let sequence count equals 10. Console.log, Fibonacci sequence. Display Fibonacci sequence, sequence count. In this program, we define a recursive function Fibonacci that calculates the Fibonacci number for a given index n. The base case of the recursion is when n is less than or equal to 1. In this case, we return n as the Fibonacci numbers for indices 0 and 1 are 0 and 1 respectively. For n greater than 1, we make two recursive calls to the Fibonacci function with n1 and n2 as the arguments. We add the results of these recursive calls to calculate the Fibonacci number for index n. The display Fibonacci sequence function takes a parameter count which specifies the number of Fibonacci numbers to display. It iterates from 0 to count 1 and calls the Fibonacci function for each index, printing the result using console.log. We then define the variable sequence count with the desired number of Fibonacci numbers to display. In this case, 10. Finally, we use console.log to display a header message, Fibonacci sequence, and call the display Fibonacci sequence function with sequence count as the argument. When you run this code, it will calculate and display the Fibonacci sequence with the specified number of Fibonacci numbers. The output will show the Fibonacci numbers starting from 0 up to the specified count. For example, Fibonacci sequence 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. Feel free to modify the value of sequence count to display a different number of Fibonacci numbers. The end.